humans, they think that the block is spinnable. The block is motherfucking straight. This is not a circle block. This is not a circular block at all. This block is straight. It is a fucking dead end with a cliff. Once you do me wrong, bye-bye. Now that I know that everything is working, we can start. Hi everybody, my name is Latricia, aka Miss Morgan, aka the Artsy plug, whichever one you want to use. I am a photographer, educator, and all-around digital content creator in the Bronx, in New York, with a studio that's rentable on Peerspace. Gonna drop the info right there. Okay, great. So welcome back to the chit chat. I needed a place to free my mind because I talk a lot, and I do talk a lot, and it took me a little while to accept that about myself, but now we're here. Look at that growth. Yes, of course. So today's topic is, and I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I didn't write this on paper. Everybody makes mistakes. So the topic for today is forgiving oneself and forgiving others. Literally learning how to forgive myself and learning how to forgive others has been top tier on my list. Holding grudges will and can make you miserable, and I'm trying my best not to be a miserable ass bitch. Alright, so number one, I'm trying my best, and when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. So please understand that maybe we could relate, maybe we can't, but as Ari Lennox would say, this is my truth. So, first one is acknowledging my mistakes. Recently, I've had to acknowledge my mistakes. I've had to acknowledge everything that I have done wrong to put myself in the positions that I have ended up in. Whether it be work, whether it be life, whether it be love life, I'm learning that, girl, you threw yourself in this boat and you kept on putting duct tape on every red flag or hole that came up, and that's on you. And then I'm not gonna lie, acknowledging my mistakes is not being strong enough to be like, damn, I'd rather just be by myself. And I'd rather be by myself to go work on myself. Because when things don't work out, I don't be like, oh, this man is terrible or this girl is terrible. I mean, I might say that to my friends for the first 2 days, but then after the first 2 days of blaming everyone else, I tend to look inwards and I tend to realize I made some mistakes. It's never a full 100% on the other person. You really have to think about your 50 or you're 20, if you're perfect. If you're perfect, then maybe it's just 20% your fault. But I doubt it. Yeah, so acknowledging everything that you've done wrong. Years later, I've spoken to people hey, why did we fall off? Or, why didn't our relationship work? And, hearing the calm, non-petty truths that they hold helps me understand how I could have been better and how I should be better. So please, to all my past entanglements, I am a smidge sorry to some of you, not all of you, but some of you who I didn't know how to take care of romantically or didn't know how to cater to romantically. And if I dropped the ball, I truly, sincerely apologize. And if you drop the ball, I truly, sincerely apologize for staying. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a toxic one. All right. Taking responsibility. That's number two. I kind of already hinted on that. Sorry, I'm getting over the flu. Okay, for number two is taking responsibility. Now, I kind of hinted on that already. It was a couple of jokes in the first one, but let's be real. We do all need to take responsibility for what we have done to people and how we've made them feel. Um, and we just got to be cautious. You got to be careful with people. You got to be real gentle with some people's feelings. And if you ever feel like you can't be gentle, then that's probably like your time to like leave them alone. So take responsibility for all hurt feelings that you may cause. Even if like you didn't mean to, I always apologize genuinely. I don't hit people with like, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. No, not that one. It's the one where people be like, I'm sorry if you feel like I hurt you. It's like, whoa. It's like, oh, you're toxic. Oh, you're sick. Something's wrong with you. You really have to look at people like that. Like, oh my God, like you can't take responsibility for the bad vibes in which you gave. Hello, being a grown up is taking accountability, taking responsibility, and then apologizing if you feel the need to, and moving on. Number three, learn from your mistakes. Learn from what you've done in the past. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it takes me 2 to 3 times to not do some shit again. And it's not things that I per se be doing. I have to experience things 2 to 3 times in order to learn from them. Am I embarrassed when I be learning lessons? Yes, I get embarrassed. I'm just like, damn, girl, back at it again with the bullshit. And I'm just like, wow, you didn't learn your lesson, mama. Now you crying in a bed, in the dark. No Netflix, just her. All right, let's not go backwards. Practicing self-compassion, okay? Now me, I done gone to enough years of therapy to understand that you need to be soft with you. If nobody else is gonna do it, when you go home, you gotta be soft on you, alright? My mom, she still occasionally babies me, right? And it's like, letting go of guilt and shame. Now, this is a really hard one for me because I do not let go easily. I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of holding grudges. But to be honest, if I don't hold the grudge and if I don't keep that memory of what you did wrong in my head, I will most likely engage with you again and forget why I didn't like you. Like, I'll completely wholeheartedly forget what you did to me. And then guess what? I'll end up going through it again. And then I'll be like, damn, this is why. This is why. Um, but don't hold on to grudges like me. I just have short-term memory. Like I don't have the best memory. I forget things. I forget things. Making amends if possible. When I make amends, they think that the block is spinnable. The block is motherfucking straight. This is not a circle block. This is not a circular block at all. This block is straight. It is a fucking dead end with a cliff. Once you do me wrong, bye bye. Bye bye. And then, if you want to make amends, send me a fucking letter. Send me an email. I love a good email. When you block somebody and they send you an email, it's just like, It's like you are professionally trying to get me back. Now, as a teacher, an email, okay? Now, as a teacher who doesn't like to respond to emails, getting a love letter email is like top tier toxic. Top tier toxic. But it is on my favorites list. So I'm gonna squeeze in two for these last portions. Now I could have went longer, but let's start easy for the chit chat. For our last one, we're squeezing in two. So we're going to try and practice empathizing with people, but then also setting boundaries. What would boundaries look like? For example, I have a boundary of if once we stop dating, once we stop talking, you lose a certain level of access to me. And I no longer respond the same. Now, that's a given, right? I'm not tripping. That's a given for a lot of us. But for example, if I teach, which I do, and I wake up at about 5:30 in the morning. If I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning, you think I'm accepting texts at 12 a.m.? You're right. I do. I do. I accept text messages at 12 a.m. But it can only be from people like that I'm like actively dating or actively trying to pursue. Because I do wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. Like I have terrible insomnia. Like it is not a joke. Sometimes I wake up at 2 in the morning and then I don't go back to sleep and then I have to go to work by 7 o'clock. So understand, set your boundaries. So certain people can't call me after a certain time. I'm talking about 9 o'clock is the deadline. Certain also my phone goes on do not disturb at 8 o'clock. So all phone calls get sent to voicemail. Now, for the people who are familiar with me and we're close friends, yeah, you could push past D&D. I don't man, shout it. I can't focus well when my phone is buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. So I put my shit on D&D by 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, I'm watching my little TV shows, my little Law and Order, BMF. They just canceled freaking Tariq show, and that was like, I'm sure the views was up there. The views be up there. Twitter be going crazy in a frenzy. How dare you, stars? How dare you? But anyway, back to the point. Being able to set boundaries for yourself and make sure that you're comfortable with your interactions with those exes or with those people who have done you wrong or those people who have the ability to turn your mood upside down. Those are people that you just keep an eye on type shit. And you have to put these things in place. Put these boundaries in place to protect your peace and to protect you from getting hurt again. Let's be real. You don't have to block people. I tried to stop blocking people like this year, you feel me? People who still on that block list. I ain't gonna ever let up. I ain't gonna ever let up with some of y'all. Wow, I just went down a spiral. Anyway, empathizing with people who have hurt you or who have the ability to hurt you due to things that they cannot provide or levels that they cannot meet you at. Just set the boundary. You must forgive yourself in order to forgive others. We often forgive strangers. We often forgive spouses or people we're in relationships with or talking phases with. We just forgive, forgive, forgive. Like, oh, you hurt my feelings. It's okay. Oh, you went to sleep early. You ain't text me until 3 days later. It's okay. Empathize with you and yourself first before you start giving these people all different types of benefits of the doubt. Because ain't no way you forgiven any and everything from these men or from these women before forgiving yourself. I definitely just went on a rant, and editing is about to kick my ass. But I want you to know that if you don't forgive yourself, you won't be able to properly forgive anybody else. And holding on to way too many grudges will only set you up for failure and break your heart. You're gonna get your heart broken, but you have to pick the people that's worth the heartbreak, that's worth the challenge of fighting for love or finding love with them. And if you don't find love with them, it's okay, but you'll still go through a bit of a heartbreak. And you have to find people who are worth the emotional roller coaster that sometimes can be love. You really have to pick and choose who you want to take a chance with, okay? Pick and choose who you want to give empathy to, and pick and choose how you would like to set your boundaries moving forward so that you can protect yourself, okay? Protect yourself, my dear. Yeah, my name is Latricia, or Miss Morgan, or aka the Artsy Plug. I am a photographer, digital content creator, and educator here in the Bronx of New York. And yeah, good seeing you all. And I'll see you again soon.
Bye.
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 See ya.
See ya.
他只要一听见动静，他就这样。
See you guys later.